Well, hello world, I'm back in a flash. I took my bath. If you watched my last video, I just uploaded it. It's about being homeless and exiting homelessness and how it feels a lot like entering homelessness. But I'm back and I changed rooms and I'm in a new shirt. My buddy Josh gave me this shirt, and Josh, let me tell you something else gave me him. You might think we all love each other the same, but we don't. Josh and I, he's like a brother to me. He loves me the way I think a brother would a lot of times. And then there's other gay men out there that love me like a sister. There is one I could think of. This video is going to be about the man of my dreams a lot. And the guy who loves me like a sister, he also dated the man of my dreams. Well, me and the man of my dreams never officially dated, but him and this other guy sure did for like 2 weeks. And that other guy, he showed up because he helped me. He helped me find somewhere to sleep one winter before last, because I've been homeless for 578 days. He helped me find somewhere to stay, and then when I had a motel room, I asked him, I said, do you want to come over? And he did. He needed a place. And he came over and he brought the same bubble bath mix that I like to have. The bath essentials, the lavender kind. I think he had the eucalyptus. And I was like, oh. So we love each other like sisters too. And then there's sometimes when we love each other head on, like boyfriend, girlfriend. And that would be me and the man of my dreams. But Josh brought me this shirt, and he drove me from 7-Eleven to here today because I got off 7-Eleven early because I was sick. And here's the other part of my motel room. It's got like a little kitchen over there. And that's it. It has a bathtub. There's some sirens. We're in the bad side of town. But I wanted to tell you a little bit about bathtubs. And it seems to me like this motel is like from the 40s. And I know my great-grandfather, when he got done liberating France, he was like, that's it, I need a bigger bathtub. And he's got the biggest bathtub in his house that was sold while I was homeless. But in that house, out of the family, for cold hard cash, because my family is not the best. And they need to know that. But he got a big old bathtub. And it seems like in this motel room too, we got done winning World War II, and this country was like, that's it, we're going to have bigger bathtubs. So even though it's like an efficiency, cheap, old motel, they do have like the big World War II style big old baths. So I took like a fast bath, but it was a deep one. And I love that. It's got a thick bathtub. So it stays hot in there, and it was a good old bath. A short one, but I didn't need a very long one. And I feel better already. I was coughing a lot in that last video. I already feel so much better from that bath. But I wanted to show you this new room, and I wanted to just tell you a little bit about, like, last time I was in this motel, I did do a video, and I'll shorten it down real fast. It was about this hypothetical experience of if I could hold my man of my dreams, and he's tall. He's 6'1". In fact, I ain't never told nobody. He's 6'1". He's pretty tall. I'm 5'7". So if me and him were sitting side by side, I'd be the short one. And he knows it. But I had this video where I was in that motel room right over that way, it's upstairs. And I said, if I could hold him and say, do you want to take your mother to the moon? With that Luke Bryan song, To the Moon and Back. If we could be in the Oval Office and just tell Jill Biden and her husband, because Jill Biden's the boss. Joe's just president, but she's the boss. If I could just tell them, we want to go to the moon, but can we go to the moon like the safest, the best way, but like in a cheap way, so that it's a humble way? Can we go with like something with the memory of a flash drive on it, and just hold our mothers and come back? Can we do that? I don't know, he'd want to. I think he's like me. I think he has a very strong relationship with his mother, but I think ultimately he loves his mother. They are the people we came and grew inside of and came out of in this world. But what I wanted to say in this video is it feels a lot like I'm exiting homelessness right now. it feels like it won't be too much longer, and then I'll not be homeless anymore. I'll have a place at my 16 times how I go to death, which has been there since September 8th, 2023, when I was homeless for a year. That's when that starts. It's just statistics, but it is real. You have to remember that. But it seems like those things are going to change, and I will be in a new, different, and better place in life when I'm not homeless anymore. But I wanted to talk a little bit about, like, we only see really me in these videos. And that's because, I want to respect people's privacy and just, it's my experience and things like that. But I want to tell you, like, Man of My Dreams is a big part of my day-to-day. And I haven't seen him since August. But the times I have seen him, and he's such an animated character. I am much more, when we're together, I'm very much more the one that's like in the background. I'm a lot more quiet. I just shut down and I'm just observant of him. He is the showstopper. I am not the big one talking. And there was a time when I saw him a few months before I went homeless. I was worried I was going to go that way, but he came over. And I remember he just looked at me and I was just starstruck, and he just laughed and I laughed. But and the memory of him, and just, the way he cares and not cares. And it's like a lot of this video, either people are going to see it and care about it, watch it, or they're not going to. I already know that. But, like, I don't know, he has been a part of this experience. He really has been. He hated that I went homeless more than any other person on this planet. And I did see him one time in November. So I went homeless on September 8th, 2022. I saw him one time in November. It was a short visit. It wasn't a very good visit. I was wearing a hat. Someone gave it to me, and he did not like that I had that hat. Wasn't my fault. But he also didn't like the Air Force jacket I was wearing. I know he didn't. He didn't tell me he did. Sometimes, when you make boyfriend and girlfriend with somebody, even if it's two gorgeous men, sometimes you know. Sometimes you know right away. And I knew he didn't like that either. Probably because he was in Air Force and I wasn't. But I didn't have a choice. That was a jacket that was offered to me, and I needed one. And it fit me. So it's just kind of like, But I want to say, his strength has been a part of this experience with me. He did hate that I went homeless more than any other person. I saw him in November, but by that point, I had already been in North Carolina and came all the way back. Never knowing I was going to come back and see him again like that. And then I didn't see him again until like May or June. And that was a time when it was like, first time I saw him that summer, would have been last summer, would have been, I was trying to get to another motel room, kind of like this one, and they didn't tell me that the lobby closed at 8, and I got there at like 8:15. I had no phone. I had a tablet that needed charged, no cellular on it, just Wi-Fi, and I needed to go in that hotel room and drink water and take a bath and go to sleep. And I couldn't. And it was in a bad side of town again. And I was thinking, well, out of everybody I know how to get to their house, he is the closest one. And I didn't know specifically his address. I'd only been to that house one time in November. And I had already got through the interstate kidnapping and finding out my dad's sleeping with a 7-year-old boy and all that bad stuff in West Virginia. I made it to his house. I did. I made it to his house, and he was outside looking at a paper at dark out there on the porch. And he put that paper down, and he looked at me like, I can't believe what I'm seeing. And then he went upstairs to his room. And I went upstairs to his room, knocked on the door, and he answered that door real fast. That was a sweet moment. He gave me 2 raspberry sodas and 2 cigarettes. That was a good night. Bittersweet night. And then I saw him a couple more times after that. But he finally in August told me that to let it go. And I have. He's a U.S. veteran. And I did say in a video once, if you're a U.S. veteran, you get everything I have, then you just keep getting more. So that's all what I meant by that. I don't worry about him. I believe in him all the time, all the way. And I've reached out to one of his friends and just said, how's he doing? And I was on the way over here with my buddy Josh gave me this shirt. And I said something about my dreams hadn't come back yet. He was like, and he never will. And, the funny thing about that is I've got to still believe. And I think Josh didn't really think that through, because there was a time, not really recently, when Josh was like, you should write him a letter. So Josh, I think, still believes a little bit in me, the man of dreams. But I have got to believe it could happen or it won't. If I don't believe that it could happen, it won't. But I'm pretty sure he's still the one I would want to marry. And so I'm still believing in that dream a little bit. Haven't completely shut down. But his strength and his just the way he is carried me through a lot of hard times. There was a time back. So I saw him that November. It would have been that February. I was up by the baseball stadium. And I remember thinking, it's time to go get a Gatorade. And I just remember turning a corner and I fell to my knees. And it was like I saw him in 360. And it was just like full on. My heart exploded. It was just like, you love that man? You love that man? And there's been no turning it off ever since. And one thing I will say, I wish I said at the beginning of the video, but, he comes from a family, I'm the family who have littles, and he's the family who have a whole lots. But we both come from divorced families, and we're both gay, so we are both always at that 60% likelihood of being homeless. I would love to find out the data if we were to get married and how that might change. I would love to know that information. Just in general, if we got married in general, not to each other, but just, kind of, if we both married someone that was gay and came from divorced families, we would always be at that 60% likelihood. If we get married, though, how does that change? I would love to know that. But I don't know for sure if Man with Dreams loves baths, but I think he does. It seems like if you were homeless or you've been to war, you end up being a big bath lover. You just love taking baths. It's true. Seems like it does to me. So I want to do this video. It's about 13 minutes long. Telling you about Man with Dreams, and I still love them. And that's about it. Yeah.